Is along the perimeter of the river you have these swampy areas, and so the water left the banks, went into the swamps, and then as the water levels dropped, it pulled that anaerobic mud from the bottom of the swamp, and that low dissolved oxygen that you find with it, it sucked it back into the main channel of the river. And what it's doing is, as the water level drops and enters the Atlantic Ocean, it's sucking that plume of swamp water down the main channel of the new river. That's why in people's yards and in public places you've got this dark black mud. It's anaerobic mud that came with that low dissolved oxygen level. And the fish have got to have, 5 milligrams per liter in order to survive, and they're not. That's why they're coming up to the top and gasping for air, is they're trying to survive. The problem is we're going to have a major fish kill.
This is a baby flounder. Baby flounder, and then these are tonguefish.
Get some shrimp, you get another.
This is just a normal process after a major hurricane or after a major flood. It's low dissolved oxygen levels, and that's why the staff took readings along the entire river, is to show that's what it is. We've got the data. It's the data tells us what we needed to know. Things compounding the problem is the amount of sunshine that we're having. I know everybody wants the sunshine out in order to dry up the floodwaters, but what's happening is the water, the dissolved oxygen is percolating out or cooking out, as well as we've not had any wind today. Just now it's starting to stir. So until we have a major wind or we have a major tidal change, this is only going to get worse, because there's no way to oxygenate that plume of swamp water coming down the river. The new river is a slow moving river. It flushes every 64 days on a natural timeline. With this much water that we have coming down, it should probably flush a lot quicker, but we're still looking at probably a couple weeks. I do know that all the shellfish beds are closed. That would be natural because of the bacteria counts. That's also associated with see, here's a bluegill coming up to the top now, literally trying to breathe. See how he's gulping at the top? He's forcing oxygen across his gills there. This is hard. And then he goes back down. So the shellfish are not going to be harvested for a while until the waters clear out. And as far as most of the fishermen, if their boats weren't damaged, they're probably fishing more offshore or down towards the inlet, which would be okay, because towards the inlet you get a good flushing. And so that swamp water is not just going to sit, which is what it's doing right here, and that's what's causing the fish kill.